Hello, it's Melinda from Alexis and Melinda's Art Space, and I thought I would come on and have a chat. What are we going to chat about? Well, we're going to chat about art journals. Yes, I have a couple. I have a few more that won't fit in the frame at the moment. We're going to talk art journals. Confession time. How many art journals are you currently working in? / sketchbooks are you working in? Show me your stash. Because I sort of need to stop making art journals and start using art journals. Firstly, I've got my wine book that I started in 2016. Started 2016. I was determined to finish it by the 2017, but I've still got quite a few pages to go. And it's actually split into 2 books now because it busted its cover and it's 1.5 times the thickness of the book. So I never go back to doing a thick book again. I'm going to stick with this size book as the spine size because these big ones are just too chunky and too big and too heavy. So I'm going to recover these and put a hard cover on them eventually. I thought maybe when I finish them. As you can see, I've got lots of wax-proof paper protecting pages. I do have to go through and wax my pages. So, I don't know. Do we count this as 1 or count this as 2? It's going to be 2. Because it's about the size of 1. So, I like this size book. And the problem is, I like several different sizes of books for what sort of mood I'm in. So this is a great, like a large book, almost like the Delusions large journal, the sort of size. It's 2 A4 pages side by side. So that's what I have, and this is the altered book. Let me flip to a page. So you've got text before you start, and I've got a few videos on these of how to prepare a book, and what I've learnt and what I haven't learnt. So I will link those below. I've actually done a whole book on preparing this one, a whole video. So I'm going to count this as 2. There's more. Number 3 is, we'll do the largest ones first to get them off my table. This is massive. This is at least 30 centimeters. It could be even bigger. Do I have something that's 30 centimeters? She who's reaching for a piece of scrapbook paper. Okay, so this is a piece of 30 by 30 centimeter scrapbook paper. So it's, yes, basically 30 by 30 centimeter size. So I was inspired to make this one. There is a video of me making this one. I was inspired to make this one because of the Diane Reveley. No, wrong one. Diane. She doesn't do Delusion. She's the other one. Dina Wakley. That's who. She had a mixed media journal with fabric and craft paper and things, and I was on a spending freeze last year, so I decided to utilise what I have and make it. I've done 1 page in this so far, and I've had this one about 6 months, so I'm going to have to get, I think these pages scare me a bit. I just don't know what to do with them. Like I've got this is cross stitch like mesh. I've got, paper pages don't scare me. Material, these big pages. I've got Hessian. So I'm going to dive into this one soon, and I want to do the cover as well eventually. So that's number 3. Number 4 is my little book. Now, actually, we'll go number 3, we'll go this one. So this one's finished. Again, it popped its spine. This was an altered novel that was not a sewn signature. Naughty, didn't know what I was doing when I started this one. But I love the size of it. Again, this one mimicked the size of the small Delusions journal, and I didn't really want to pay the price for the Delusions journals. One day I might, but at the moment I'm enjoying working in recycled books that cost me next to nothing. And they look probably basically the same. So this one is in several pieces, and it's been taped together with clear tape, packing tape, on most of the pages now. So I do have to re-home this one, do another cover, because it's about 1.5 times the spine as well. So your journals do grow. I'm debating whether to split this one in 2 or make 2 separate journals to go up on my bookshelf. So I finished this one late 2017, so that's when I made this one. This one's a much better spine thickness, and I took out probably over half their pages. So I love the size of this one. It's sort of quite small size. It's about an A4 sheet on landscape, give or take a little bit. So it's a nice small size, and sometimes I like working in small sizes, sometimes I like working big, just depending on what my muse is doing at that stage. Sneak peek of a Halloween page I haven't done the video for yet. So that is number, what are we up to? 2, 3, 4, that's number 5. Well, technically I finished that one, but number 6 is this one. This is a collection of junk mail I just sewn together in a signature. It doesn't have a cover yet. It does have a cover somewhere, but I haven't attached it. And this is my paint journal, my excess paint journal. So often when I get paint out, I just put it on here and use it, clean up my stamps. I've done a couple of pages in here. I've done this one with some trusty junk mermaids I made. I must get back into working with this one. So basically, nearly every page is filled with paint. It's got 2 signatures in it. Nearly every page has got paint of some description on it. And I've also done this page as well. This was a mission inspiration, so I did that as well. So sometimes I like working small, sometimes I don't. It just depends on what, as I said, what mood I'm in. So a lot of these pages are different sizes, so don't know how this is going to go with doing, obviously I have to do these sort of 3 pages together with the same theme and the flippy bits. So I'm still working on that, getting there with that. So that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th art journal I have currently going. 7th, I decided I like the size of this one. This is approximately 30 centimeters by 30 centimeter double page. So I like working in that size in scrapbooking. So I prepared this book with the masking tape down the middle to protect the spine, took out lots of pages. It's a matte book. Done 1 page in this so far. Again, it was a mission as well. So that's the page I've completed in here. So as you can see, I start a lot. I've thrown these scraps in here to stick in here. I start a lot of journals. Oh, that's another page I have started. One night I was just going to play. There's not a video on this one. So I'm just starting to play, and I'm yet to find a focal image for this one. So that is the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Number 8 is my sewing book inspired by Courtney Diaz. So this is a different style of journal. All those other journals, okay, I won't say that because some of the other pages I've started. Most of those journals I do a start to finish page. This one I add bits. I've done some backgrounds in those other books as well. So this one I go through and add just bits and pieces and all my scraps. Do little things. Some pages are complete, some pages are not. Some pages I've got to go back into colour or watercolour with. Some pages are very bare, some have got lots on them. So I'm probably not going to finish this book for a couple of years. And I'm going to have the same problem with this one, is do I split it into 2 smaller books? For ease of use really, and for practicality. It's looking like it's going to bust its spine, so it's probably going to have to come out of this cover. And as you can see, the spine's starting to go skew-if as well because of the amount of paper I've stuck in here. You can sort of see I've got these marked for a different video. Come on, move over. Move over, piece of card. So you can see the spine's going a bit wonky there, as wonky if I can get my fingers out of the way. So I may end up splitting this book into 2 and possibly putting it back into this cover, half of it, and then half of it not. Again, I wouldn't suggest going with a book that is this thick, in my opinion, unless you take a lot of pages out. And this one I did the Courtney Diaz method, which I don't like anymore personally, because see here, when I'll show you in the inside of the book, when she took pages out, she left this little bit in here so the other side of the page doesn't come out. I'll see if I can find it. But since I've decided to, okay, so here is your signature with your string. So Courtney Diaz's rule is to take out like the bulk of the page and leave this little flap in. The problem I'm having with leaving these little flaps in is it does hold this other side page in. You can see how these are connected, but it adds bulk to the spine. So what I've decided in my subsequent albums is take the 2 pages out of from the signature, and it takes the bulk out of the spine. So I do a lot of magazine collage in this one, and different things. So this one's using up a lot of scraps. As I said, sometimes I've got excess paint, so I'll go through and use it up on the pages. I'm starting to incorporate photos, which I want to do a bit more of this year as well, of Alexis and myself. Some pages I've hardly done anything to. This one I've only stuck a bit of gel printing, and this little bit over here. Some I've done a lot to. This page is nearly finished. I'm just going to do something down here. So that is my next album. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the 7th album. I think I've got about 10 on my desk actually. This is terrible. So this is another one I've made. I'm really into making journals at the moment. This is my En Masse journal, inspired by Shannon Green. I haven't worked in a lot this year. Alexis and I started these in 2016. I should have put a date. I can go back. The great thing about making videos is you can go back and work out when you actually started your journals. So En Masse, if you've not heard of En Masse journaling before, it's made out of or you can make it out of anything basically, but this one's made out of a cereal box and my daughter's old colouring in books or activity books. She likes to do a lot of these activity books, and what do you do when they circle 2 pages and 2 images on the page and they're done. So I used a lot of that, and at the back I think is a colouring book. Oh, and an activity book she no longer wanted. So it's a great way to use up your kids' activity books as well. So this is an En Masse journal, and En Masse means lots of the same thing. So Sharon Green put out a list, and page 1 is A. So any A words or A images. So I've got animals here, artists, all new. So I haven't, and these are all come out of magazines. This is my circle page, for example. I'll just show you a few pages. Finger paint. I haven't done any more to that page yet. So this is a B page. So we've got books and bicycles and ballerinas and just cutouts of magazines. This is our red page. So a lot of them are colour, a lot of them are themed. Some of them I've done lots to. This is a watch page. Some of them I haven't. That's a C page. So I must get back in and do this. I love doing this with Alexis, and she's done a massive amount in hers. You can see that one hasn't got anything on it. Orange page. What's after the orange page? Oh, yarns and fibres. So haven't done anything to that one yet. I'm not 100% on these categories yet. Some of them I might change, but I've got to go working in this one as well. So that's my En Masse journal that I started and haven't finished. This one will probably take a few more years to finish, but it's holding up really well. There's some more masking tape to hold it together. Eventually I'll do a cover on it, just not today. Next, I've got another journal I started. So I started, this would be number 9. Started this on a holiday actually. Alexis and I grabbed some brochures and things from the motel and started cutting them up, the free ones you can take. So at one stage Marilyn Monroe was featured a lot because we had a exhibition of all her stuff in Bendigo. So just doing different things. This one's got a crab on her head with a lady with red stuff. So I've done a few pages in here. I got some new punches, so I was trying out these new punches, which I have not used since I did that. This one's a bit of a black and white glasses page. So just fooling around. This one just stuck all different things on her head. I'm not particularly happy with that one. And that's it. So again, I've got a few pages to fill up. So this one might end up being my magazine collage journal. Basically that's what I've done in it so far. But again, I haven't worked in that for a while. Last but not least, I have my sketch journals. You sick of me talking about journals yet? So this will be number 10. So I have approximately 10 journals on the go, although one is finished. And I do have 3 finished of these little books. So this is usually my black, well not those first 2, I'll go back to them. Usually my black pen drawings. So I can throw this one in my handbag, I can sit there and Zentangle or doodle. These I did at Easter, waiting for the parade. I also do a few drawings with my daughter, so these are done from the Art Hub on YouTube, and he steps you through how to draw a witch. So I will go over and do her in pen. And this is the Grinch we did as well. My daughter and I did together. So we both drew a Grinch. I am getting back into doing a bit more free sketching as well. This is a free sketch of my daughter sitting at the Easter parade in Easter last year. just sitting there waiting for the parade to start. So not real good at that. I have not done this in years, this sketching business. And then I did a building and trees that was nearby as well. So I want to get back into doing this. I used to do a lot of sketching, a lot of drawing, realistic drawing in my university days 20 odd years ago. Probably not even 20, probably 15 to 20 years ago. So I enjoy doing this. This is really like great for if you're stressed or bored or waiting for my daughter to do something or waiting for her to finish an activity, which I have a lot of lately. And I've got about 4 sketchbooks of these filled, and I will go and photocopy these and use them in my art as well, which is good. So this is Confessions of an Art Journal. I don't know whether you call it a hoarder, because I do use them. Collector. I won't show you the few books, possibly 10 more books that I've picked up and earmarked for art journals when I finish some of these. Some I like the paper in it, some I like the size, some I pick up and think, yes, I'll turn into an art journal, and then I can't destroy the book because it's beautiful. So I find it easy to destroy the map type books, or this particular one had lions and things in it, but ones with beautiful pictures and things but have the nice paper on, a little bit more hesitant. So I'd love to see what is your current collection of art journals. If you're good and have one, aren't you a good person? I sort of started out with one and it grew. So I'm determined to get, probably not this one finished this year because it's so big. I'm determined to finish the wine books this year. These 2 little ones I should finish. This one I've only done 1 page in. This one I definitely won't finish. And my collage book. And I don't know how many of these I'll fill up. But I'm determined to finish what I can before I start a new journal. Definitely these 2 wine books will be done probably in the next 6 months. And then I get to try something different. So let me know, even if you don't make videos, let me know how many journals you have currently on the go. If you're good and have 1, yay! Or you might have 2, a small one and a big one. That's sort of what I started at, and then my collection grew. And I'm sure I'll find other artists on YouTube that inspire me to make another journal in their style, like Courtney Diaz with the journaling of bits and pieces. Really enjoyed that, that style of journaling as well. I think I've confessed enough about my art journals. I'll go put all these back on the shelf. I've got it cleaned off my bookshelf. I've got a nice space for them all to sit, and hopefully that will inspire me. If they're all in the same spot, inspire me to use them up. That's my words for this year, for 2018, is use it up. Fill it up. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.